So you want to write an A plus paper, but don't know how. Well, I'm going to help you do that. Hi, I'm DeCedric, creative writer and author, and I want to show you or share with you some tips to help you create that A plus paper that your English professors or your English teachers will be proud of. One thing I will say before I get started is that, as a little disclaimer, I am not here to write the paper for you, but I want to share with you some tips on how to write that paper. I want to share with you some of the things that have helped me write this paper, and write several papers. I have had gotten accolades from a lot of English professors that have read my work, and one told me that I should go into journalism, which isn't a bad idea. I don't have a degree in writing. I don't have a journalism degree. I have a degree in something else, but I am a writer, and so I want to share with you some of those things that has helped me. I've been a little bit about myself. I've been writing since I was like in second grade, writing poems and short stories. Some of my favorite authors, believe it or not, it's kind of dark, but back when I was younger, some of my favorite authors were Edgar Allan Poe, William Shakespeare, things, people of that era. And I kind of had to get away from the Edgar Allan Poe thing because a lot of his work was dark. It was just a little bit too dark and too much, I decided, I'm a person, I love to focus on the brighter things in life, and he was not that type of person. So I moved on to bigger and better things. But yeah, I've been writing since I was in the second grade. Wrote my first poem when I was in second grade, and the teacher went crazy. She called my mom. She was like, you have a writer on your hands, blah blah blah. Long story short, here I am, the author of 2 books, both on Amazon and on BarnesandNoble.com. You can search my name, DeCedric Williams, and you'll see both books there. So, some steps on writing an A plus paper. First off, you want to find something that interests you. Okay. Now I know that's not really obtainable or doable sometimes when you have a writing assignment, because a lot of times the assignment is given already of what you need to write about. So in that case, in that instance, find something in that topic that interests you. Okay, find something in that, do your research. Research is key. Me personally, I love research. I love digging. I love finding out new things. And that's where you're going to get your information from. If you don't know about the topic, research it, right? If you want to know more about the topic, research it. So that's what I love to do. I love researching. And so that's why it's kind of easy for me to write these kind of things, because I love research. If you're not a researcher, that's fine. But I'm telling you, a lot of your information, a lot of your, actually everything you write about is going to come from research, because you're going to need some things to back you up. Whenever you write, this is just a side note, whenever you write something, make sure you have something to back you up. Whether it be you're writing something for legal purposes, you're writing something, you're getting ready to sue somebody and you need to make a claim, or you need to write a statement or something, have something to back you up. No matter if it's images, if it's whatever it is, have something to back you up. Same as writing. Have some facts to back you up, because you might have a perfect paper, But if it's just a paper of lies or something that can't be proven, then you really haven't made an argument. Okay, you just made words on paper that kind of, if it was in trial, or if you had to bring that evidence to court, would it stand up? Okay, if it wouldn't stand up for lack of evidence, then you have not done your research. If it wouldn't stand up in court for not enough evidence or not enough information, they'll throw it out. So make sure that when you research like you want to know. I put it like this: research to the point to where if someone asks you about it, you will know just right off the bat how to handle it. Research it as if you are going to solve this problem yourself. Okay? Research as if you are going to, say if you're writing about world hunger, research and know it to the point to where you're confident in your mind that you can solve world hunger. Okay, that's how in depth your research should be. That's how serious your research should be. So if you are writing, say, an informative, please do your research. If you're doing an informative essay, if you're doing a persuasive essay, please do your research. Make sure you're doing everything you can to find out as much as you can, because when your professor, your teacher, when they read that work, they're gonna read through it, and they're gonna use that red pen, and they're gonna be like, in brackets, where'd you get this information from? Where's your work? Show your work. Okay, so make sure that you do your research. Research. Okay. So and then after you do your research, you gather all your information. I'm really not a cluster kind of person. I'm not an outline kind of person. I just love to write. I have the structure in my head of how I'm going to do it, so I can't really write. My light just went off. I can't really write an outline. I mean, I can. I have done it. I prefer not to. I just put it like that. But once you have all your information, then use an outline. Write an outline. Get all your information. Get your details. Get your main paragraph. Get your supporting details. Get all of this going in your outline, so you'll have a format or a foundation of where you want to build your story on. Okay. Then after you get your outline, and after you get all your details lined out, then you're ready to write. All right. But are you? Are you ready to write? There we go. Figure out your structure. Okay. Figure out your how you want this to go. How do you want your story to be? Okay. If it's informative, how informative do you want to be? Do you want to be newscaster informative? Do you want to be newspaper informative? Okay, build your structure, build your story. Okay, before you put it on paper or before you type it out, build your story. Figure out how you want this to be. How do you want this to look? Right. Take for instance, if you're building a house, okay, you don't build a house without looking at the blueprint. Okay, you don't build a house without first gathering all your materials, everything you need, and then you look at the blueprint of how do you want this house to look. You have it in your mind, but not how do you want it to look on the blueprint. Okay, which is your first draft. Okay, draft it out, line it out, use your outline, use your details. And then once you do that, once you figure out how you want this to look, then build your structure. Okay, start building on your foundation. Build on your research. Okay, build from your research. Build from your details, and build your story up. Right. Make sure that you have, like I was saying about the research, make sure you have, and I said that make sure you have all the information you need. Make sure you have all the details that you need, because there's nothing worse than writing a paper that has an unintended cliffhanger. All right, and what a cliffhanger is just something that leaves you hanging. You're reading it and then it just stops. You're like, well, what's going on? What did it happen? You're left in suspense. You don't want to leave your readers left in suspense, okay? Unless, now I'm reverting back to a book form now. The only time you want to leave your readers in suspense is if you're writing a book and you're already working on the second book that brings them out of that suspense, okay? But you do not want to leave your readers in suspense when you're writing a paper. You don't want to leave your professor or your teacher, your English teacher, if you're in grade school, you don't want to leave your teacher in suspense, just hanging, because she's going to be like, or she or he, is going to be like, question mark, what happens next? So you want to make sure you get all your details, and you don't. It's different from having a cliffhanger because you intended to, than having a cliffhanger because you didn't have enough detail, or leaving a cliffhanger because you didn't have enough information in your paper. Okay, you didn't gather enough information. So research, detail. Okay. So when you find that that topic that they want you to write about, do your research, like I said, and get all of the details that you can. If you have a choice, if the instructor says, I want you to find a topic to write about, then find something that interests you, okay? Find something that motivates you. Find something that you're passionate about, because you cannot write a persuasive essay if you're not passionate about what you're writing about. You can't write an informative paper if you don't know what you're writing about. So make sure that you find something that you are passionate about, okay? Make sure if it's abortion, make sure if you're against abortion, make sure that you, no, scratch that. If you're not for abortion, let's say you're for abortion, okay? Find something. Don't write about. Don't pick the topic that you're against abortion. If you're for abortion, write that you're for abortion, but don't change your. And I use that, just as a reference. Don't shoot the messenger. I just use that as a reference, because I am definitely against abortion. Okay, but make sure that you, when you write about this stuff, don't write if you are, like I said, if you are for abortion, don't write that you are against abortion, because you're actually lying to yourself, and you're lying to your readers. Your readers want truth. They want you to be true to yourself. They want you to be true to them. Okay, so if you are against something, don't write that you are for it, because what's going to happen is you're not going to be as persuasive, and your readers can tell that in your writing. Your readers can tell, like, what you, they can tell what you're feeling. They can tell by what they read. They can tell how you feel about it. with you can say that you are for this, but when they're reading it, they're like, they say they're for it, but I'm feeling that they're really against this. And that's the worst thing to do, is to lose the trust of your readers. So if you're if you're true to your readers, be true to yourself. They might not respect the stand that you take. You may be for abortion. They might not respect that stand. But if you are, but if you are true to them, they might not respect the stand, but they'll respect you. Okay? They'll respect you. That's what you want. You want the respect of your readers. Now, me personally, I'm against abortion. So when I write that I'm against abortion, my readers will know. They might not be, because there might be somebody that's for abortion. But because I'm against abortion and I write that I'm against abortion, we might have that disagreement, but they'll respect me for being true. Okay? And that's what we want to be, is true to our readers. Okay? As writers, we want to be true to our readers. So, and one last thing that I'm going to leave you with is, make your writing, or what you're writing about, appealing to your audience. Okay? Think about your audience. Okay? Be true to yourself, be true to your audience, but also write what appeals to your audience. Write something that will be appealing to them. Don't write anything like that's mediocre, that's safe. Don't write anything that's kind of humdrum. Okay? Be risky, right? Be risky. Be true, but be risky. Be true, but don't be safe. Okay? Don't be safe in your writing. When I say appeal to your audience, don't write something that they would necessarily like. Okay? And I know that sounds weird, but don't write something that they would like, but you don't like. But you wrote it just to please them. Okay? That's not what I'm saying. Okay? There's a difference in being appealing and pleasing. All right? You want to please your audience. Okay? You want to please your audience. But at the same time, you want to appeal to them in a way that they know where you stand, even though what you're saying they might not agree with. For instance, Republican and Democrat. Okay. Now, I am a conservative Democrat, right? Even though I may write something politically that's politically that I see going on in the world, I'm not going to just because I have Republican friends, I'm not going to write something that pleases them, but I am not true to. Okay? I have Democratic friends, but I'm not going to write something that's totally downgrading Republicans. I'm not, just to appeal or please my friends of the other party. So what I'm saying is this. Hopefully you're understanding what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is this. I'm one that looks at both sides of the spectrum. Okay. When I'm writing, I look at both sides. If I'm writing something political, I look at both sides. I don't just focus on that one side. Even though I'm Democrat, there are some Republican views that I agree with. Okay, so I'm going to look at both sides when I'm writing. If I'm writing a persuasive essay or an informative essay on some political aspect, I'm going to look at both sides and not just that one. Okay, what I'm saying is this: don't be closed-minded. Okay, be open to think outside the box. Okay, be open to what you to the subject that you're writing about. Be open to all of it, not just that what you're writing about. Okay, but be open to everything. Okay, not just that one little box. Okay, because there's so much more outside that little box that you're thinking in. So make sure that in your subject, whatever you're writing about, in that little box right there, make sure you take the borders off and think outside the box. And that's going to help you. That's going to help your readers understand where you're coming from, and that's going to help you pass that paper that your teacher, your instructor gave you. Okay, and I said English, but whatever case may be. So that's all I have for right now. Tune back in. I will be back with some other tips on how you can ace that paper. I also will be talking about publishing. If you are a writer, just to say you have a stack of poems or a stack of stories, or you have a book off to the side and you don't know how to get it published, I got you. All right. So until then, y'all keep watching my channel. Subscribe in the comment section below. Reverse that. Comment in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel. Click the post notification bell so you'll know the next time I post. And until then, y'all stay safe. Much love to you. I'm praying for you, praying that this whole coronavirus thing just goes. But anyway, y'all take care. Subscribe, comment, post notification. Do that for me. I appreciate it. All right. I'll see y'all next time.